Life is a playground. Just do what you want.
The editing process was done as an experiment, and it was edited under the sounds of exorcisms, blindfolded and under hypnosis. Why did you choose to edit your film in this way and piece it together?
To edit, let's see. I just wanted to make something completely different, and I wanted to try. I see the whole editing process of a film as being like as artistic as filming it. So I just wanted to make it really interesting. So, you know, sometimes I'd take like LSD, or I'd be like high on whatever, just for like a scene to just see what happened with the editing. So it's like a bit of an experiment. Or I'd put on exorcisms in the background, just to set the vibe that it would go with like the scene that I was editing. So like if one of the scenes had a bit of like violence in it, I'd put the exorcism. Like I went to this grave site, and it had all child graves everywhere, lots of children's graves. So I don't know, it was very weird filming that scene. It just felt, it was spooky, because that's kind of what it is when a child dies. It's like all this unfulfilled potential, and I think that's like one of the worst things in life, if you don't like, your full potential doesn't get wrung out, you know, like a towel. And the exorcisms just went really well with that scene, and I included it in the film as well. Spooky, I like spooky.
Thank you, it's definitely spooky, that scene. Why did you choose to go to a child's grave?
I just came across it one day. I mean, that's kind of what happened like throughout the whole film. It was just, I'd go on adventures. I'd just say, I'm going to go here this day, and whoever I met and what circumstances I ended up under, I'd include it in the film. And yeah, one day I was walking along and I came across it, and I just walked around there, and they had all these little Legos and toys, and it was very sad, very heartbreaking. I don't have any children, but I've got a big family, so it affects me a lot.
Yeah.
And if ever I'm like, when I was younger and me and my brothers would be like on bridges, we used to go to bridges a lot for some reason, I'd always like hold them back. I'd be like terrified of seeing them fall, you know. Yeah, I just wanted to make it as random, as different to anything that I've ever seen before. It takes a while for audience to get used to new things, but I don't know, 20, 30, 80 years, it might seem like a normal film. Who knows where like cinema's going?
Yeah, that's true. Deciding to cast an array of dreamers, misfits, homeless people, prostitutes and handicaps and gigolos, and an ex-ping pong champion, what ethical issues did you have to overcome working with a cast like this?
My people. Nothing really. No unions, no agents, no banks. It was a dream come true. I mean, there was stress, but there was no money stress, and money stress is a real downer. Yeah, I've heard all sorts of stories about producers, and they come close to committing suicide by the end of the time the movie's over. But it was great. Everyone's really free, and they'd just go anywhere. You didn't really have to even direct them. We'd talk about like their backgrounds and their history, and we'd just go into the scene. I wouldn't even tell them the camera was rolling a lot of the time. It just happened. Yeah, I love them. It kind of sucked because for the film premiere I wanted to invite them, but you know, these types of people don't stay in the same place, it's a beautiful thing, but I'd like to see them again sometime.
You're seen smoking marijuana in the beginning of your film. Did you have ethical issues displaying this? Yeah,
Nah, I've got no ethical issues.
No?
No. Nah. Yeah, that's...
It was brave, it was brave.
I'm just usually nude and usually it's how I live, I don't know, it's just...
That's a good way to be.
Yeah, I don't feel like I should hide. I just want to like be myself. This is what the film's about. The film is about when you're in your early 20s and you're at the crossroads and you're like, which path should I go down? It's like you're high and dry, you're drifting. But also when you're younger, it was for me anyway, stupidly, but you know, what you do is you kind of put on a front. And it's fucking exhausting, you know, like on some days, especially if you're working in like an office, or if you've got like a 9-to-5 job. And I've never really been able to like have a 9-to-5 job. And no. I tried it once. I did it for a water company, and I had to collect the debts. And you know, a hotel that owes about $1 million in water bills, you know, it's not the easiest day. And yeah, just be yourself, and that's what the film's about. Just be yourself and run wild. And I just wanted to kind of like create a generation gap as well, because you know, cinema needs a kick up the ass. Because a lot of films kind of look the same, I feel, and that's just like to win prizes or to please the critics or to please the audience. When I was putting a film together, I didn't really like say, oh yeah, I got to make the audience feel this way, and this is my Oscar scene, and you know, that's like manipulative. People like it, they like it. If they don't, you know, it's no big deal.
How did you prepare yourself for your role in a film like this?
I've always been interested in like nudity in public, and I just kind of find it weird that people pay to go to a life model. So I'm like, I'll become a life model. So I got a job as a life model, and the scene in the movie, I got paid for that. That was actually a scene, and I got in trouble actually with him. It was really weird. Like, I filmed it and I got everyone's permission, and then a few weeks go by and I get this letter saying that, you know, we're gonna sue you if you include this scene in the movie, and you know, get out of here. It's like, I asked permission. I think it's because they were talking about porn, but it's like, you were talking about porn. What's the problem? You know, why is it a problem now that it's going to be in a movie? But yeah, I just became a life model, and the money was good as well. It was, you know, helped fund the film.
Why do you choose to star in your film?
It's just easier. You know, it's just easier. When, you know, there's no money involved, so it's kind of hard, and everyone's got their own lives, so it's like, I want to film right now. You have to fit it into people's schedules and all that. It was just easier. It's like, I can go out, I can pick a weekend that I want to film, and you know, yeah, it's just a lot more simple. I recommend it. I think it's great, and you grow along as well. I mean, this is my first film. After I completed it, then I made some shorts, but I've never put anything together before this, so I wanted to like learn every aspect of making a movie. So being in front of the camera and being behind it.
Were you trying to bring to light the life of drifters, and what inspired you to produce a film like this?
I think they're the closest people that live in the moment, that are in real life right there and then. I mean, they're like Rolling Stones, aren't they? They've got nothing to fall back on. They don't know where the hell they're going to sleep at night. I went through a period when I was like that, when I was living in America and I wasn't allowed to work there, so it was a bit difficult for me at certain times. So I'd have to I couch surfed and I slept in like parks, and yeah, it was just a bit difficult. And when I got sent back to England because I wasn't allowed entry anymore into America, I felt like these characters did. You know, I didn't know what the hell to do with myself. I had to start all over again. So I felt for them, and I wanted to show the world how they are, because they're not bad people, and they've got these connotations that they're evil and all that type of thing. Like, people always ask me, how do you go up to a homeless person? It's like, what? I'm like, okay, I'm on the right path. I'm making this film because if people feel that way. But they're very nice people. They didn't rip me off. They didn't run off with my camera or anything like that. They were honest. They were there on time when they said they were going to be, and now they're gone. And they're beautiful people. Yeah.
Throughout the film, there's a back channel of people speaking. Where were these samples recorded? Who were they? And why did you combine them with certain scenes? And in particular, the scene with the girl with the long hair, and you're in the park with her.
Oh, those are like cult leaders, like Charles Manson and Jim Jones, and serial killers. Let's see, Brenda Ann Spencer. Have you heard of her? You know that song, I Don't Like Mondays? It's based on her. You know, she just went to school one day and just shut up the place. And I always wonder why people do those types of things. I don't know. I know there's evil out there, but I think politicians are more evil than people like this. But some of the things that they said, they kind of made sense in a different plane type of way.
Yeah.
I just wanted to put those ideas out there for people. It's weird because it's like you've got this film about how to get a job and how to get along in life, but it's narrated by serial killers and cult leaders, which, yeah, it's a bit out of the norm, and you know, it beats having Tom Hanks, you know, giving the backstory of a movie. Yeah, I liked it.
At the beginning of the ballerina scene, you have a few minutes to fall in love. Why did these words appear in the beginning?
I usually like, I like crazy girls. I don't know what I mean by that, but I don't know, I guess like a broken ballerina, like she's a ballerina, and she had this like beautiful face, like you just want to like kind of like fall into it.
Yeah.
And yeah, she had one of those faces that you just like, you spot one time and you like fall in love with her.
Yeah.
And I was curious to see whether or not in a few minutes someone could actually fall in love with this person. Yeah. Like, I always get Twilight fans coming up to me, it's weird.
Twilight.
I guess, yeah, girls that are into Twilight but more edgy, like an edgier Twilight fan, like Black Biscuit.
Edgy Twilight.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a few out there.
So, I was going to ask you about your music. What kind of music? What is your favourite genre? The eyes just rolling.
Let's see. Alright, I'll talk about... Okay, I really like Woo Life. Do you know Woo Life?
Really?
I saw them play at... they did a gig in like a tunnel up in Manchester. And who else was there? Dirty Beaches, they're really good. Let's see. So, Woo Life, Dirty Beaches. I like the Horrors. I think the Horrors are great, yeah. I've seen them a few times. Have you seen them live?
No.
Oh, they're great, like, a lot of moshing.
Really?
Yeah.
I went to one metal gig and I died, so.
Yeah.
That's it for me.
You never been to Download?
I want to go so badly. Every year I want to go. I'm going to go this year.
Do it.
Gutted when I missed System of a Down.
Oh shit. I went, I saw Black Sabbath.
Ah.
I never rocked so hard in my life.
Really?
Like, I don't know what it is about his guitar solos, but they just send you up. And I rocked real hard for that. Who else was there? Black Sabbath, Metallica, I think Prodigy. I can't remember. Might have been last year. Yeah, but I don't know. Let's see what's Billie Holiday, Chet Baker. I don't know, all sorts of stuff, blues. It's strange because I'll get into like a type of music and I'll be really into it, like 100% into it for like about a week, and then I'll go off somewhere different. Like my all-time favourite band's The Doors. I always go back to The Doors. I've been listening to them since I was like 9 or 10, but I always go back to The Doors. They're like my Desert Island disc, I get. But I don't know. I don't know where I'm gonna go. Yoko Ono. I like Yoko Ono's music as well. Like, she was an artist, and she made these crazy albums with John Lennon, back in like the early 70s, where she's screaming, and you can get really into it. Yoko Ono. Yoko Ono. She's still alive. Yeah, she's great, and she made these like videos where it's of like a bottom or like of a fly moving all over her body and things like that. I think film-wise, she's up there. I like Jonas Mekas, Donald Cameron, Andy Warhol. I love Andy Warhol's, what's her name? Edie Sedgwick. I think Edie Sedgwick was a really great actress, but she didn't do much. But she was just so free, like the way she moved. Let's see, I don't know. The new filmmakers, I don't really keep up with the trends and stuff like that. Like, it's weird. Like, the last movie I saw was Ted. I saw Ted. I mean, I'm not like a film or like a music snob. I'll watch anything. Like, I thought Ted was great. And what else did I see? I saw On the Road. Have you seen On the Road?
No.
It's like about the Jack Kerouac book, the old Jack Kerouac book.
Oh yeah.
Where they just drive off into the distance.
I've heard about that.
yeah, it's cool to see. You should read the book definitely. You know, the book's a lot better. But yeah, I saw that as well, and that was cool.
You strike me as someone that likes cult films.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Underground.
Oh yeah, love cult films.
Films, sort of thing.
Yeah, it's weird that it's like there'll be some films that are just like will stay with me forever that I just love, and who knows? I mean, they might take me in different directions, but yeah, I mean, cult films. I think if they like got a bit of an underdog sensibility about them, where it was like a pain in the ass making the film, like Apocalypse Now or something like that, and yeah, there's like something more to a film like that, and I guess like On the Road didn't really have that. Like it looks really good, like the new On the Road, it looks really good, and the acting's, I think the acting's the best bit of it, but when I see someone constantly smoking a cigarette, it's like, you know, it's bullshit. I could have made it better. Imagine if I had to direct On the Road, God knows what that would have looked like. But it was a bit safer. It was kind of like you could have took your mum and dad to see On the Road, and I don't think Jack Kerouac would have really wanted that.
Yeah.
You know.
How did you get in touch with the male prostitute?
There's a lot of people out there that do prostitution just to make ends meet.
Yeah.
It's sexy. Yeah, he's great, isn't he? He's fucking great. He had a lot of like funny little pointers that kind of like stick in my mind. But yeah, he'd been around. I couldn't get a straight answer out of him if he was Greek or Italian. I'm pretty sure he wasn't Italian because when I spoke to him in Italian, he didn't know what the hell I was saying. But they could have been.
He didn't like to be called an Italian prostitute.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like,
yeah.
with his thigh scene as well, tensing it, and it was brilliant.
Yeah, it's a real thing. A few minutes with him, you're gone.
I was literally just cracking up at the things he was saying. I was like, what?
Oh yeah, yeah.
The ping pong champion. Why do you decide to include him in your film?
He was a bit of a one-hit wonder, and yeah, that just kind of interests me. How do these people, like, when they reach like the top at such a young age, how do they spend the rest of their lives? And he was interesting because it's very common these days. A lot of people get addicted to being on television, you know, and being famous, you know, all that 15-minute thing that Warhol said. It's not 15 minutes of fame, it's like 5 minutes now. It's gotten that, and it's a bit of an epidemic almost, and he just fit that mold perfectly. And not only him, that the other guy that was there, his friend, he was a bit like that. Like he wanted to be a famous stand-up comedian, and I gave him my mobile phone. I'm like, go and film something, you know, make me proud. And he went outside, and there was this domestic happening. And he's filming the friggin' domestic, and the guy flips out at him, like he notices him filming, and he comes after him, and yeah, he comes running after me, but like, when I got back home that day and I looked at that footage, I was like, shit, you know, like, wow, that's unbelievable. And yeah, then the guy passes him as well and gives him that one look before we never see him again. Yeah. Yeah,
I saw that. I was wondering if that was real or not.
Oh yeah, you can't script. I mean, the film's not really scripted. None of it's like you say your line, this say my line. I'd be like, I want to see this by the end, and how we get there doesn't matter. Yeah, and whatever happens, happens, because whatever, you know, it doesn't have to. What is perfection? It's a strange thing. What is perfection? I mean, if you see, you know, if you say, oh yeah, it's perfect, you know, it's an accidental masterpiece. Who's there to say that isn't? Everyone's got a different mindset. I don't know. I'm just falling.
Who was the little girl? There was a little teeny cute little girl.
Yeah. Oh, that's my niece.
It's your niece?
Yeah, that's my niece.
Oh, I was wondering if you knew her or if she was, if you didn't know her, like what procedure would you
Oh, yeah, yeah. I was babysitting one day, and I'm like, oh, she's a bit of a character. Let's take her to the park and let's see what she gets up to, because I just wanted to kind of see what happens when you don't do this, don't move here. To like, I think she was about 2 when I did it, and you know how mothers are. They're always like, I just wanted to let her go free and see what happened. And she was great. She didn't get into trouble or anything like that. She just picked flowers and she went on rides, and yeah, which, you know, kind of makes me wonder. It's like, what happens if you just let children go off and do their own thing? Because I don't think children are stupid. She's an interesting child. She's got a bit of sweet tinge to her. She's had like a rough childhood. Like a father, you know, she doesn't see a father anymore, and her father was in America and she's in England, so she had this like aura. And I read somewhere that Eric Clapton lost his child to falling out the window, and that, I don't know, as I said, you know, me and my brothers, whenever we went on bridges, I'd be petrified about them falling off, and I just kind of like wanted to confront that. I think it's a terrible thing that happened to a child, that, God. But yeah, I just wanted to put it in there. The weird thing was, I never told my sister. I still don't know if my sister's seen the film and knows that's what happens to Selena in it. But yeah, she's alive. That's not her.
You didn't break her.
Yeah.
The scene at the couple's house, what was happening in that scene? Just talk me through it.
Oh, that was just, that was me going through a bad experience, because by that time in the film, I'm doing gigolo work, you know, I'm going to meet couples, and you don't know what type of people you're going to meet, and this is a bad scene. You know, you come across them occasionally, especially that guy. He was doing speed. You know, speed's a bad drug to do. You know, it makes you edgy and all that, and you get violent. And he's big into humiliation as well. And I think I handled it pretty well.
So that was real. That wasn't staged.
No, we just let it go. Yeah, I think I handled it pretty well, because by the end of it, he's a fool, isn't he? He's spent, and it's like, what were we scared of you in the first place? We just told you to shut up, you know. And that's great, because she gets a lot of empowerment by the end. She sees that he's a fool, and yeah, she rides me.
It's a good ending.
Yeah, that's how you handle people.
Fiery woman.
Yeah, I mean, I've always had like loads of different jobs in like different industries, which I like, because you just treat everyone as an equal. But the guy obviously wasn't. He was treating her like dirt, and you know, you don't treat anyone like dirt. Even if, I mean, prostitution, you know, some of them get exploited, but it's one of the oldest businesses in human, you know. Yeah, it's just got a bit of a bad name these days. But because of the internet, I think a lot of people are quite professional, and they make a lot of money.
Yeah.
I'm not paying taxes on it. My character's bored with the decision he's made. Like, that could have happened to me. I could have gone off and done something else, but I always loved cinema, and I'm like, I want to do something with this. I want to make movies, but I could have gone off and done something. You know, I could have gone off down the drug road, or I don't know, selling yourself, because that's very easy to do. And it's surprising how quickly you get into, like, you move up. That's why I don't believe in all this immigration crap, you know, like you have to have a visa to work somewhere, because that forces people into situations where they have to like make ends meet, and this is the only way that they can do it. And yeah, they should get rid of immigration in all the world, and we should be like birds, because birds could just migrate anywhere, right? And we should be like that.
I get on fine.
Exactly. I mean, this is the whole friggin' reason why there's terrorism, I reckon. If these terrorists, if you're telling me if these terrorists didn't live in like Los Angeles in California, they would have been pissed off. They'd be on the beach, they'd be having a great time, you know. It's
want the same opportunities as everyone else.
Yeah, they just want opportunities, and they're not giving any opportunities over there at the moment, especially now that we've flattened the place.
Like, where was it filmed? It was so many, because I think I read it was like Europe and
yeah.
locations were.
Let's see, Turkey, Spain, Amsterdam, Leeds, Manchester, London, Derby, Sheffield, just
Did you go to
anywhere.
this place with like the intention of getting your film footage, or did you just happen to be going there, you had your camera and just went with it?
I just went on holiday.
Just on holiday?
I just went on holiday, and yeah, went on holiday, and you know, I had my camera and I just felt like filming. And, easy. It's so easy these days. You don't need a crew of 50 people. It's just a few people on your mobile phone. It's so easy.
So you didn't exactly choose those locations, then it just...
Well, you know, I wandered there. I'm pissed off because I went to Turtle Mountain, and my battery was dead on my mobile phone, but it was great. It was this mountain, it was full of turtles, just everywhere. Yeah, it's fantastic. Yeah, just, no, not Turkey, what am I saying? It was in Greece.
It was in Greece?
Yeah, it was in Greece, and just turtles all over the mountain. They were just like wandering around freely, and you could pick them up, and real big ones as well.
Oh, that's so cute.
Yeah. I wanted to take one back as a pet.
Stick one in your pocket.
I wanted to do it so bad.
What did you aim to achieve by creating this particular film?
Freedom. Yeah, freedom in cinema. I can't make films any other way. So I just do what I do. I didn't really like set off to do anything, but I just wanted to make a movie, and this is how I wanted to make it. I don't know what I'm going to do in the future. I don't know if I'm going to keep filming on my mobile phone, or someone gets me a better one. Christmas. Yeah, just to push the envelope, just to make a generation gap, as I said. I don't want someone telling me how to do things. I don't want anyone telling me how to make things. And if the film gets bad reviews or good reviews, whatever comes about. But it's about, I think, self-empowerment, and no one should be bossed around. And I ain't gonna be bossed around by someone who's never even made a film and is telling me how to make one. So you can keep your review to yourself. Yeah, but it don't matter to me, because I don't read it. Like the premiere was interesting. I know what's going to happen, because I know I'm not going to make any money on the film. I did set off to do something like that. I wanted the people to walk away with like an experience of having witnessed something different and true. But yeah, you got the people that were puzzled, and the people that were like, wow, we've never seen anything like this before. And if you're like an edgy person, you're gonna like it.
Yeah. I only had to pause one scene and have a break, and that was the dominatrix scene.
Oh,
the
Christ.
candle. I was like, ah.
I have to take that off of YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I want to show my film, but yeah, it went in there. Fuck it now. Christ's sake.
I actually had to pause. My eyes were like, oh.
Yeah. I felt that for a while afterwards.
Oh my goodness. When she was asking you, how big is your urethra? I was like, oh no.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah, she rolled with it. She was great though. It sucked because she's hurt her back. God knows how she's hurt her back, but yeah, she's incapacitated right now, but she's great.
Yeah?
Yeah, Miss Lucinda.
Was it good being dominated?
No, I've never been dominated before.
Never?
But I was laughing the whole time.
Yeah, I didn't like that.
It just made me laugh. Like I know she could have hurt me a lot more than she did, but I just thought it was a stupid situation. I mean, when we were filming, there was this guy who was dressed like a woman. He was like this millionaire German, and he was dressed like a woman and serving us cakes and stuff like that the whole time.
It's like going into another world.
Oh yeah. I love those types of worlds though. I mean, I'm not into like being dominated, but it's like opening a different window. Yeah, like what do they call them? Like the Christmas calendars. It's a bit like that.
Oh, advent calendar.
Yeah, it's like an advent calendar. That's kind of how I like live my life anyway.